Yeah, what's going on, family? It's your man B Miles coming to you live once again with another video from the B Miles 84 Conscious channel. And this evening, I actually want to come to y'all with a video. I actually want to talk about how Dr. Umar Johnson literally crushed the panel of Roland Martin's TV show called News One. And when I was up in there, you know, watching the interview or whatnot, I mean, I'm talking about. I really gotta give the credit to the brother Dr. Umar Johnson. He literally crushed that panel into pieces, and I definitely gotta say, like, Dr. Umar Johnson, he really handled that panel, you know what I'm saying, like a boss. And another thing as well, I really gotta give Dr. Umar Johnson the credit, because that panel was filled with nothing but a bunch of daggone buck dancing, bootlicking motherfucking coons and all that. You feel me? And I definitely got to say, like, one of the things, you know what I'm saying, like, Dr. Umar Johnson was breaking out a lot of things, but one of the things that, you know what I mean, but one of the things that I have noticed that they were talking about, one of the main things that they were actually talking about was pretty much dealing with interracial marriage. And see, they kept on bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up, but at the same time, especially when it came down to the sister in the middle, you know what I'm saying, it seemed like to me that she's like one of these Negro bed wenches or Negro bed wenches who love sucking on white daddy dick. And if you ask me, Dr. Umar Johnson literally smashed that woman. And then of course, you know what I'm saying, like the other African American male that was on, like, on the right side of the panel, he was literally talking about, well, things are being you know, things are being done systematically, but for the most part we're going to move forward as a country. Let me tell you something right about now. Our struggle in this country, let me tell you something right about now. I don't give a damn, you know what I'm saying, about the rest of the daggone country, because for one, the rest of the country does not give a damn about our daggone struggles anyway. So it seems to me, you know what I mean, by him coming from, like, you know what I mean, from this Republican perspective and all that, it seems to me that he want to be, you know, one of these all lives matter type of Negroes and all that, one of these Sambo bootlicking, Uncle Tom buck dancing, fried chicken, watermelon eating ass motherfuckers. Because, you know what I mean, he talking about the civil rights bill, this, that, and the third, you know, talk about rights and all that white people played a part of that. Let me tell you something right about now. Dr. Umar Johnson was right, because on the individual level, yeah, we might have seen, you know, a couple of white people, you know what I'm saying, that might have stood up for black people rights and all that, you know, rights for African Americans and those of us of African descent. But for the most part, Dr. Umar Johnson was right. What have they done collectively as a people to destroy the system? And if you ask me, none of the people that was on the panel, they couldn't even answer that question. Because why? Dr. Umar Johnson was right. They have not systematically destroyed the whole entire system of the white power structure, of what you call white supremacy. And Dr. Umar Johnson, he answered all of the questions, you know what I'm saying, accurately. He answered them correctly. And he also answered those things, like I said before, like a daggone boss. And Roland Martin, man, to me, he really brought that panel on there to sabotage Dr. Umar Johnson, but not even necessarily trying to gain a greater understanding of what the man was talking about. Now, I do understand that everybody is going to be different. Everybody going to have difference of opinions. But for the most part, that panel was actually there, and they sounded like a bunch of Fox News coons. And if you ask me, they might as well have their motherfucking goddamn coon-ass Negro that's howling on the coon train called Sheriff Clark, or people like a Larry Elder or Jesse Lee Peterson. But like I said, Dr. Umar Johnson, he literally upstaged the fuck out of Roland Martin and the rest of them daggone three coons that was on the daggone panel. And I was just like, I'm seeing how Dr. Umar Johnson, how he articulated all of those things towards him about his stance and how we feel about interracial marriage, Pan-Africanism, and also about dealing with the black struggle. So when you know what I mean, so when I saw that panel, to me, that was nothing but a setup of them trying to, like, make make Umar Johnson look like, you know what I mean, some sort of daggone, you know, person who was you know what I mean, some sort of, like, you know what I mean, person who don't know what they talking about. But Dr. Umar Johnson, he really came correct, and he literally, he literally embarrassed that whole entire panel. And I really like the fact how he called that guy a coon, because that guy was trying to make it seem like Dr. Umar Johnson did not know what he was talking about. But if you ask me, I really like the fact how he, you know what I mean, he really did not let his ego get the best of him. But I really like the fact how he just came real strong. He came like a boss, and he literally answered those questions, you know what I mean, like how our ancestor Malcolm X did. He came up on the panel. He knew what he was talking about. He stood strong. He stood strong on his beliefs. He stood really strong on his points and all that. And he literally broke it down. And one of the things, like I said, I did not like what the panel did was that they kept bringing up interracial marriage and all that. And at the same time, I really agree with that, because if you're going to be unapologetically African, you should not be dating somebody outside of your race. In particular, dealing with somebody, you know, I'm dealing with somebody that is a European, somebody that is a Caucasian, because of one, these goddamn cave Beckies, man, they keep literally showing you that they are not to be trusted. You should not fuck with them. And for the most part, like I said, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad even said this before he left, that the white woman is the last trick. And then and that sister, she literally came off like a Negro bed wench. And the other guy, you know, who was on the panel on the right hand side, you know, he literally talking about we're going to move forward as a country, or we're going to be doing this, doing this, that, and the third. But my thing is this: until the country is going to be really ready to really recognize to all of the pain and the suffering and all the things that they have done towards people of African descent in this country, I don't want to hear none of that bullshit about we're going to move forward as a country. I'm going to say this: if we do, then that means the whole entire system of racism, white supremacy, needs to be replaced with a system of justice. But like I said, Umar Johnson, I really got to salute you, brother, on this particular situation. He handled that thing like a boss. He handled that thing, you know what I mean, as a real true scholar and as a Pan-Africanist, and I really got to give him the credit on that. So, you know what I mean, shout outs to Dr. Umar Johnson of what he did. He bodied them and he literally embarrassed them. He made these people up on the daggone panel look like motherfucking amateurs. And Roland Martin, I literally lost a lot of respect for that brother, because you know, you coming off, man, with this coonery and buffoonery, and I already know, man, that you one of these goddamn bootleg type of you know what I mean, he one of these bootleg member, but I'm sorry, y'all, I'm trying to get the words out. He literally one of these daggone bootleg members. He's one of these daggone coons, and he literally has been exposed as one of these bootlegging buck dancing Uncle Tom ass Negroes who want to be who want to be buck dancing for the slave master. So, you know, I had to put together this video, you know, share my thoughts on that, about how Dr. Umar Johnson literally bodied that whole entire panel up on News 1. You know, keep on liking and subscribing to my channel, and I appreciate the love. And this is your man B Mouse coming to you live once again from the B Mouse 84 Conscious channel. One love once again. Peace.